Good evening, traders. It's Saturday afternoon. The market's closed, of course, but I just decided to make a quick video uh, about a excellent thread, the Sonic R thread, run by Trader at Home, TAH. He is an administrator, and this is their chart. This is the chart you'll find over on a Sonic thread. Basically, their method is called the PVSRA, Price Volume Support Resistance Analysis. And they just give a great in-depth analysis over there. Trader at Home will explain each chart. He posts many charts. Uh, he will explain, and all the contributors will explain as well, very successfully, by the way, of why price does what it does. They give a very excellent in-depth rationale and mindset of the market makers. It's based on uh, what they see on the candles. They use more of a color-coded candle. As you can see here, the color codes are somewhat coded with the volume. So you can see with the tick volume, you see red candles, and you'll see that the market makers here, this is probably a news day, and they were running it up and down spikes to pick up stops for shorts and picking up stops for longs. So that's in sync down here with their volume analysis. And then you can see stopping volume, and each color of the volume, of the sonic volume, will coordinate pretty much with the candle color. So it really is a good place to go and learn if you're a new trader and you want to know more why the market is reacting the way it does. Of course, news moves the market, a lot of different things out there in the world and move the market, but basically the market makers will run price however they choose, and in many times they will choose special events such as the news to run it in their direction. Excuse my allergies and my cold, but TAH over there will explain in depth why, for instance, it's not indicated on this chart, but you may see price above a whole number or a big round number, and it may be ranging for some time. And as he says, they may be whipping and whacking price up and down to catch the wrong way longs, and you can see that they're building shorts where if you didn't have that information and you see price start to run, you may just jump in, and all they're doing, and that's just ranging that. And they're just really they look like they're bulls. They're trying to suck in bulls, but you can see based on their charts and their explanations that they're really just running the price up and down. They're in an accumulation phase, and they're building shorts, and then they're really bears, and they're going to turn it in and come down here and run the market down. So you can make sure you're on the right side of the market with your entries and exits. Uh, so I would suggest to anybody that's new and you want to know more in depth of why, what's going on, instead of just looking at a chart and you'll see price go against you, you'll see big run-ups, that's a great place to go. And you'll find that out. They teach that. And the whole thread is basically a textbook. If you spend your time before you spend your money, and you really diligently go in and start reading the thread from the beginning, um, put in the time. It's going to take a lot. There's a whole lot of information. But once you do that and you read the PDFs and you follow it and you do what you're supposed to do and you don't make a lot of posts that are ridiculous and have already been answered so many times, you'll just gain a wealth of information. So I know I've been trading for 10 plus years, and I've always traded my charts. I basically trade what I see, and I still do. But uh, I got to admit, a lot of times I didn't know what was going on, why things were happening. So over there, I got more of a why the market is moving the way it did. Now what I did is I basically took their chart, you can see here, which is the dragon. They call it the dragon, the 34 EMA high, 34 EMA low. That's the 89 EMA. Now what I did for scalping purposes, it suits my style a little bit better, is I just took the chart and I modified it a little bit and I came up with my chart. So I basically used the dragon and I have the same 89 EMA, but I just added the HI candles, which is more of an in the face type thing for me. And then I added the daily open lines, and then I enlarged the round numbers, and then I included levels. These are different levels, 10 pip levels. So I included that, and then I also pulled out the H1 and D1 because I like to trade with the bias or with the trend, and that way if I see that I got all green H1 D1 and I see that it's above the daily open, uh, I've got a pretty good chance of making some money on that trade. You can also do some counter trades as well, but I don't suggest it, especially if you're starting out. Uh, Trade with the trend, with the bias, and if you've got these green for longs, or if it's below, if price is below the daily open, and these are red like they are here, uh, then you trade that way. You trade short, you don't go long. So that's kind of up to you. Uh, Excuse me, they have both white and black templates and indicators. They're all free. Uh, I've never seen such a wealth of information and indicators that are offered free in the training involved as I found on a Sonic thread provided by a trader at home. He's the coder that coded this charts, and this is the 2014 charts, the latest ones, and he just did an excellent job. There's another indicator on here that it's not apparent right now because I don't have a trade to show, but it's called the trade levels, and that was coded by TAH, and that is just an excellent indicator as well. What it'll do, it'll show your entry, it'll show you your price, and then once you close out the trade, you can choose to show your closed trade in either pips or money or percentage. And so that's an excellent indicator as well to keep track of what you're doing. So I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of something that's different besides the normal charts that you'll see around here, which are just candlesticks and a lot of HAs. They have a different take on it, and it's more in depth, I would say, than most trading systems. Most trading systems, they say you buy here, you sell here, or you got a bunch of squiggly lines. Well, TAH advocates a clean chart. He likes a clean chart, not a bunch of junk up there and a bunch of squigglies, which I agree. I like it too. Uh, and that way you can follow price. It's strictly price, but they throw in a touch of volume, which is down here. So even though the volume is different on different platforms with different brokers, it's usually close enough where it'll still give you a good indication of what's going on. I don't use volume that much for my scalping, but they explain why and how it works and it's synced with their bars, with their price action bars. So again, this is over on the Sonic thread. TAH is the administrator, and he will give calls as well. He posts a lot of charts, and he doesn't just post a chart and give you a buy or sell what he's doing. He'll explain his mindset and how he feels the market makers are running price and why they're running it. So I find that to just be really great. It's a great place for newbies and a great place for experienced traders as well. Like I said, I learned a wealth of information from following that thread. Uh, and just kind of picking their minds, and there's some excellent traders over there, and most of them are position traders. They'll be in a trade. They trade scouts, and they have different methodology, and they'll hold some trades for days, weeks, or months, and they make a lot of pips. That just does not happen to be my style, so I kind of modified a winning template and a winning system just a little bit to fit what I like to do. Uh, I feel that everybody in trading, whether you trade the Sonic or you trade levels or no matter what it is, you have to find a method style that fits your personality and your pain threshold for drawdowns, your account size, and then that's what you have to work with. Trading position trading like they do, and holding these orders for long periods of time isn't for everybody. It can be very stressful. I happen to find it stressful. I don't really like that. At the end of the day, I like to be flat with the market, and I know what I've got in the bank, and if it's gone against me, I know what my losses are. I'm an independent broker, uh, partner with Traders Way, introducing broker. And so I use their platform and I find it extremely fast, the ECN platform. I pay a commission. Uh, you can trade it. You can get involved with an account. You don't have to trade commission. You can trade with the spreads. But I find that I like commissions because I like to know my risk reward before I go in a trade. I know what it's going to cost me before I go in. As you know, many times the spreads will keep changing all over the place from low spread up to a high spread. Well, I don't have to worry about that. I know my costs when I go in, and no matter what the spreads do or change, if there's news or whatever, I still know my costs. So that just happens to work for me because I'm scalping for smaller pips. I'm over here and I'm going for 5 or 10 pips. I want to get in and out. For instance, a trade like this, just to give an example, this would have been a good entry right here. You got the dragon heading up. It's above the 89 EMA. It's above the daily open line. So if you would have got in up in here somewhere, you figure it out. There's 10, 20, 30, 40. You could have gotten in about 50 pips on a 15-minute chart. Maybe your target would have been DR1. Uh, that's the daily resistance. So when you see price get up here and it kind of starts stalling, that might be a good place to close out your trade. And you can make some nice pips. Whether you use trailing stops, a lot of them, they don't use stops over there. They might have an emergency stop set in case their platform dies, they lose communication. But a lot of traders on the Sonic thread do not use stops, or they don't use tight stops anyway. They've got some pretty big stops in there because they're position trading and they'll hold the trades for quite some time. So anyway, I just thought I'd make this little quick video to give the newbies that stop by and take a look at what I offer here in the commercial thread. We're not, I'm not going to be posting any specific trading system. I am not going to provide any indicators. I made no indicators. I designed no charts. I don't have the ability to do that. I'm not a coder. I just trade, and I trade what I see. And I like what I see. When I look at their template, it's clear. It's in your face type thing. It's easy to see. Uncluttered, no squigglies. Just use basically what you need. I even have a little more on my chart, as you can see, than they do on their charts. But for what I do, this is what I like to have, and this helps me out. It gives me a little roadmap of where I'm going. So anyway, I just did this quick video just to show you an excellent thread to give you the opportunity to stop by and contribute. Watch, listen, read, but I strongly suggest to anyone, if you join that thread and you go over there and you take a look, whether you're lurking or you're a contributor, start at the beginning, put in the time, a lot of reading, but read it, study it, read the PDFs, and you're good to go, because it becomes very frustrating when something has been explained over and over and over ad nauseum, and then newbies will come on and they'll start posting, well, why is this and how is this and what does this mean? It's all in the thread. I mean, it's very, very in depth. You can't go wrong, but you do have to spend a lot of time. I mean, trading isn't easy. It takes time. You can't make a lot of money, if you don't get in there and know what you're doing. So anyway, this is what I wanted to post today. Just one of the threads that's very successful, and they have a lot of followers that are all making some good money. And stay green, my friends. Thank you.